I'm going to show you how to do thumbnail sketches today. And thumbnail sketches are really a way to visually think, just jotting down your ideas real quickly. I'm using a 2B pencil. You want to make sure that it's sharp. I like these little sharpeners. They work perfectly well. And you want to start by making some very quick formats that are approximate to the size you're working. We're going to be working 3x4. So I'm just going to put in some very quick formats, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Mine here is about 1.5 inches by 2 inches. I'm going to make a couple extra formats. And my pair of concepts is funny and wait. And think about what your concepts mean to you. So funny, what is funny to you? Or to me, what is funny is it hilariously funny? Is it oddly funny? Roll on the floor funny? And I think about laughing aloud and goofiness, so I want to make some marks that just are like flailing my hands all over, as if I was laughing and moving around. And what is weight? Well, weight is very dense. It tends to sink, so it's going to be at the bottom of the format. It's heavier. Heavy objects do tend to kind of pull lower to the ground. And I'm going to just fill it in. It's a way to start. This isn't a perfect sketch, but it's a start. And it'll give me an idea. And I can look at it and just move on and say, well, this doesn't work or that doesn't work or whatever. It doesn't have to be real neat, just has to be legible, give the idea. And I think I'll do another one. I like the basic format. So I'm going to try to make it a little clearer. I don't think this is very clear, so waving those hands in the air. Now maybe move it up this way. Okay, give it another try. Fill that in real quickly. Now, you can use thumbnail sketches. We're doing it out for any kind of organization. You'll be using it in painting, drawing. You want to use it if you are going into graphic design, digital design. It's a real quick way to have a conversation with a client or show a friend something you have in mind. And it's a great organizational tool for composition as well, whether you're using it non-objectively or for representational work. So I'm okay with this. I may do one or two and sharpen it a little bit. I have a second one as well. The second one is humane and angular. Now, when I think of humane, I describe myself as humane. I really love animals, and I've done a lot of volunteer work at humane societies. I think of humane as being kind and soft-hearted, and I associate that with very curved lines. So this is more challenging for me because I have angular as my term, and I think of that as very sharp and rigid. So what am I going to do? I have to think about what would convey humane to me that I can do without curves. Well, I have a pet, and I think being nose to nose or paw to paw with my pet. So I'm going to go for nose to nose. I'm the big person, so I'm going to draw a shape here and nose to nose with my pet. Well, that's not going to work because it's touching and it just makes this big X. So I'm going to pull this back. The space here is really important. We don't want to have an amount of space that makes us seem tense. We want an amount of space that makes it seem kind of loving and respectful. I'll go ahead and fill that in, see how it is. Notice I made a mistake. I didn't erase it. You don't need to do that on thumbnail sketches. You could just move on. And I'll fill that in. So I'm not entirely happy with this. It's okay. It's a pretty cool idea, except that it seems out of balance because the triangle that I have off to the right representing the human seems very dominant and very threatening. So I'm going to have to adjust this and move it over, change the shape. I still want it to be a little bit larger, but I'll change the shape, move it more towards center, and then we will try it again with another small shape. Get that filled in real quickly. So that's closer to what I want to say. That will work for me. I have 2 shapes. Remember, you can only use up to 3 shapes. And I'm going to show you very quickly how to connect shapes, even though it's on the assignment handout, how to connect shapes and make it look like more shapes. So, oh, I really need 10 shapes to say what I need to say. Well, when you begin to overlap shapes, even though they may appear like 3 shapes or 4 shapes, technically they're one. They're connected. It's a visual trick, how you perceive it. So that's a way that you can work with more shapes and not go over the 3 shapes. So that's it. Thumbnail sketches, real quick, real easy.